All right, that's cool.
What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do. I'm live and direct in full effect with my boy Craig Smith out the 662. Y'all already know how you do. What's popping and what's dropping, brother Craig?
Man, not much. And excuse my voice, cause here in the South we got some more stupid ass weather. We went from having 39 degrees to high to goddamn 70 something, and we're gonna go right back again. So excuse my voice, y'all, sore throat. If I be coughing in and out, I apologize. Goddamn, we just not getting live. But
Yeah, we're live. Yeah.
okay, but yeah, again, excuse my voice, y'all. And if shout out to our boy T Murphy. Yeah, if you want to make fun of my voice, forget you, man. Bozo. You old bozo ass nigga. So hell,
uh,
yeah, man. But yeah, we ain't been on in a minute, man, because we've been having stuff going on and everything. So I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna do my best to make it through this show because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Several things to talk about these college football changes, and we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna talk about the brief career of the Michael Jordan of football, who has a 59th birthday today.
yes, sir.
And this episode of Live and Direct with Jimmy J Smooth has been brought to you apart by Trey Styles Custom Designs. Goddamn, there's nothing this man cannot customize. Hit that man up for all your custom needs, team needs, special occasion needs, and every other need. That's right. Hit that guy up, Trey D Murphy.
Yes,
That's if
sir.
you. That's if he'll be able to contact you back.
Yep.
Tongue in cheek joke there, Murph. Don't take it personal. My
Comedy.
number eight, my number one Alabama hater. Cause they always say if you hate somebody so much you love and appreciate them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The number one Alabama hater. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So what we gonna talk about today, man?
Oh, we're gonna talk about college football. We're gonna talk about Bo Jackson. We're gonna talk about the coaching carousels that's going on in college football. And I gotta take the wheel with Penny Hardaway, man. I just gotta take it, man, because Penny, you know better. You know better, and I love
All
you.
right, well, you know what? Hold on. Well, go ahead, keep talking.
I gotta get on your ass. I love Penny. Penny, I've had the opportunity to meet Penny Hardaway. I probably met him a minimum of 6 or 7 times in my lifetime. Uh, uh, I hate to do it, but I gotta get on your ass,
All
Penny.
right. Well, this what let me tell you what this leads to. This is a very special edition of Jimmy Takes the Wheel. He's been taking the wheel on a whole bunch of people. We even had email requests about him taking the wheel on folks he don't know. He even took the wheel on somebody in a relationship. Somebody's relationship was so volatile, he took the wheel on the guy, and the relationship has went better. So, damn. So, Jimmy gonna take the wheel on my guy Penny Hardaway. Hold on a second. Now, lately the Memphis Tigers, currently the Memphis Tigers basketball team, they're sitting at 5-1. I would go public and call y'all asses out on here on that team. Y'all ain't about y'all some whole hoes, cause y'all suckers. Y'all play like a bunch of untalented ass street playground niggas that don't know the fucking basis of basketball. And we gonna point the finger. We got a fault. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do that because my mom got some ginger tea.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Jimmy McBride is going to take the wheel on not only y'all, and it ain't going to be on Larry Brown. It's going to be on the head man in charge, Penny Hardaway. So without further ado, Jimmy, take the wheel.
Brother Penny, brother Penny, brother Penny, brother Penny. You gotta step your game up. And I love you, Penny. I love you as a player. I love you as a person. I love you. I love your character, man. Even though you got some little hood ways about you, but that's a whole nother conversation. But brother Penny, it is no excuse to why y'all could not beat a Iowa State team as far as talent level. They don't hold a candle to the Memphis Tigers talent level. They do not hold a candle to them. This man's been talking about, I'm going to go back to the motion offense. You should have did that last year, Penny. You should have did that last year, Penny. You trying to create this offense that just ain't been working, man. You got to get these boys to playing within this system, man. You got to get these boys to play to your liking, man. And if you have to bench some boys, if you have to make them boys transfer to another school, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to make this team better. It's no excuse for you to be recruiting number one talent, recruiting way better talent than John Calipari has ever recruited in the history of the Memphis State Tigers.
The
And your
crook,
boys,
John Calipari.
and your team still playing like shit. This is a make or break year, Penny. This will make or break year, Penny, and I'm a proponent of Penny Hardaway. I'm not an opponent of Penny Hardaway. I'm a proponent of Penny Hardaway. Your team got to get into the tournament at least, so Memphis Tiger fans can your team got to get into the tournament, man. Now I'm looking at Sweet 16, man, but y'all look like sweet suckers last week, man. There was no reason why that y'all come off a big rivalry game like Virginia Tech and lose to Iowa State. Y'all should not have lost to Iowa State. That ass kicking should have been the other way around, man. Yes, Iowa State playing the Big 12, aka the Big Shelf, but y'all should have did better than that. If y'all had lost by 2 points, I would have accepted that. But y'all lost by 23, 19. That's trash, man. Y'all can't be doing this, man. Especially with you got a legend on the bench. You got a legend in Larry Brown on the bench. Take some pointers from that man. Just because you play basketball don't mean you can coach basketball. You know what I'm saying? You should know the basics of basketball, but that don't mean that don't mean you can coach basketball. And I'm not saying you're a bad coach. You're doing a hell of a job for your first 3 or 4 years. You're doing a hell of a job, but you got to do better than that. You got to beat teams like that. Y'all got to do way better than this. It's no excuse to be losing this to this team. I got to take the wheel on this, man. You talking about, well, the players have lost their privilege? No, you should have been pulled that privilege. You got to show me something before I give you freedom like that, man. You shouldn't have gave them freedom like that to begin with. When them boys show they can follow instructions, then you give them freedom. Until then, man, you gotta make them play within that system, man.
Wait a minute, back up. Memphis players follow instructions? Shit, the people in Memphis better can follow instructions. Go on.
Man. But man, the thing is, Penny should know better. Penny should know better. He's been around basketball since he was, man, at least for the last damn near 40 years. Damn near. Come on, man. You should know better than that, man. You should know better than that, and you gotta take advantage. You gotta take advantage of your talent, man, and you gotta make them players play the way you want them to play. Players should not be on no shit to where, they trying to abuse your power. You shouldn't even have to say that on national television. No, you let them boys know. No, you're gonna play the way I play, or you're gonna be transferring to another school. Point blank. Period. End of discussion. So I think Penny need to stop being Mr. Nice Guy and let them boys know that you gonna play the way I want you to play, or you gonna ride that Pine City, man. You're gonna ride that pine until you think about it. So you got to do better than that, Penny. You got to do better than that, man. You almost got put out the national rankings because of dumb shit that you were doing. You got to take control of your team. Take control of your team and do what you need to do. So that's all I got to say about Penny. You got to do better than that, man. Got to do better than that, man.
I gotta agree. And Jimmy, when I shared that article to y'all earlier this morning, he said something about that the players abuse his trust. Okay. A whole lot of players abuse these coaches' trust. Whether it's basketball, football. I challenge any player to abuse the trust of Nick Saban. That's your ass. Or the Kirby Smarts. Hell, the Jim Harbaughs, anybody. Then and in college basketball, abuse the trust of Coach K. Goddamn it, you're gonna be riding pine. You're gonna be riding pine for the whole season.
Hell yeah.
Abuse the trust of Mark Few and the Proud from Gonzaga.
Right.
Ooh, I don't know. He'll probably make you write lines on the chalkboard. I will not abuse the trust of my coach. Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
But it's up to Penny, man, and then also another fault on Penny is this. You got Larry Brown on your staff, and he not listening to him either.
Right.
So a lot of people ain't noticing that. He not listening to Larry Brown either.
Right.
And if he fuck around and because see, the players can't take the blame for this shit. Penny, yeah, it's a 50-50 street. He got players on that squad hot dogging and everything. Penny another one. He hot dogging too. And when you got a guy like Larry Brown in your squad, like you said, they should have beat Iowa State by that margin.
Exactly.
They should be blowing teams out with that, with the exception of Virginia Tech. That's a rivalry game.
Yeah. So they're gonna play tough. It's a old rivalry that goes back to the 80s, but it's gonna be a rivalry game. So rivals gonna play a little different, as opposed to you're gonna see a different team versus in a rivalry game. We haven't played Virginia Tech on a consistent basis since the 80s and 90s, but that's expected. They're gonna show up against Memphis, so that's expected. But Iowa State, they were a beatable team. They were game. They're a game opponent. So we had no excuse to be getting our ass kicked. I don't give a damn if you're in the Big Shelf for the SEC. Penny gotta beat Georgia tonight. They gotta beat Georgia. It's no excuses to not whoop their ass. Run them off the court. Georgia is not that good. You got to show teams what you're made of. I mean, every game they got right now is winnable. Like Alabama game, being in Memphis, another SEC kind of a rivalry because we used to play them in the 70s. You know, back in the day, we used to play them every year in the 70s. Old rivalry as well. We should win that game, being that we have the home court advantage. So we got a chance to get some RPI, a good RPI win, because like Iowa State is a RPI, a good RP could have been a good RPI win. But again, when you compare the talent level, there's no excuses for you to lose to these guys. When you compare talent level, the level of talent that Memphis got trumps anything that Iowa State got. You know what
True.
I'm saying? Because if you take into account the in-house talent, the local talent, in the outside talent, then we should have easily beaten them. You know what I'm saying? So, Penny got to do better. That's all I got to say about Penny, man. And we're gonna go to the next subject, man.
Yeah, but hold on, but it's no excuse, man. But also, let me throw a shot on something.
Mm-hmm.
This Memphis. So, I mean, I think he did go back to he did use the motion offense with that shit, and they won 15 of their last 19 games with it.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, he could have employed that style, but
Right.
what he should have did, he should have saw somewhat in principles of what Larry Brown did too. Larry Brown, what did you say the type of offense Larry Brown used in his SMU teams? What was it? The IBA motion, the IBA or some or another type of motion offense he had?
I think he used more Larry Brown. I think he
Or was
used
he a multiple? Or was he multiple to mix of the Henry IBA motion and then he had some isolation? Because I
well
looked at
I
some SMU games, he
mhm.
utilized a whole lot of isolation. And SMU for the past couple seasons in the conference led the conference in assists as a team.
Cuz historically speaking, college-wise, most of his teams use the four corners. He used it at UCLA, he definitely used it at Kansas. I don't know what offense he was running at SMU, but I know it was effective and he was able to recruit top quality talent over there at SMU. So, uh yeah, I mean, I don't know what he was using at SMU. So to answer your question though, but I know historically he used the four corners historically.
Yeah.
So
But on a side note, I mean, if you ever listen to Larry Brown in interviews, he don't sugarcoat nothing. He don't hold nothing back, man. Like I
yeah,
mean, he admitted all the fuck ups he did at Kansas, UCLA. He admitted all that. But sometimes, man, hey, when you getting older, you need to learn,
right, right,
you know. But speaking of four corners, I like the motion that I like the offense that Hubert Davis used with our boys, Carolina, because he
right,
used a whole lot of isolation. Uh, it's a multiple isolation for what I've been looking at.
right.
But but the way but the way Duke beat Gonzaga, I think Coach Caden gave the blueprint of how to shut down Chet Holmgren. Double
Right.
team wants to get the ball and then draw the man out in the post. That was a good ass game though. Even though I don't like the Puke Devils, but I like Coach K. We all like Coach K. I mean, this his last hurrah. And I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't be surprised Coach K win the championship this year.
Yeah, cause yeah, I agree. I think he could mess around and make a big run this year. Uh, yeah, they're playing good. They were the number one ranked team. I mean, they're gonna lose that ranking, being that Ohio State beat them. But
Who
Ohio State
Duke?
is they beat Ohio State got lost to Duke. Ohio State beat Duke last night. You know that?
Damn, what the fuck? What the fuck I mean? Hold up.
Yeah. But they were at home. Ohio State is strong at home. So I give Ohio State all the credit in the world. They're strong at home. It's hard to go to Columbus and beat them. Yeah, 71-66. Buckeyes. They're a strong team to beat. That's not an easy place to win at. Even on a conference level, that's a hard place to win. That's
Yeah,
Columbus is one of the hardest places to win out there. So they were going up against it, man. That's not an easy place to win. Yeah, so yeah, that's that.
man.
That
Let me look
ain't
at it.
it.
Well,
Ain't,
I was about to. Yeah, I was about to look up the college basketball scores, and I saw the something on here about who we're gonna talk about next. Your boy Brian Kelly. As a lot of
yep.
people don't know, Brian Kelly is the new coach for LSU, and the shits and the once mighty ESPN now known as Shits PN has reported that Brian Kelly said the LSU Tigers football coaching job was too good to pass up. Okay, now I give him some credit here because now for a while a lot of people don't know about what Brian Kelly had. He coached at Central Michigan, then he left Central Michigan to go to Cincinnati, and when he had Cincinnati up and running, he vehemently denied his name being in the Notre Dame job, in which what a lot of people don't know, he did it on the down low. He accepted the job for Notre Dame back in 2009. Didn't let none of his players or his coaching staff know. Now he was at Notre Dame for 12 years.
Hmm.
He had some good winning records, and he had one loser season. That was under, and that's when he had that garbage ass dude at quarterback by the name of Deshaun Kaiser. Uh,
Garbage? Oh no,
on the
Deshaun
center.
wasn't garbage. God, he was not garbage, man. Please don't say that. He was not garbage. He was he you don't throw 32 touchdown passes to
From
8
what I saw
interceptions being
last,
garbage.
some of them.
Man, stop.
Wait a minute,
From what you saw,
how many
he,
touchdown
he threw
passes?
he threw 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's not garbage.
Okay,
Now
I ain't talking about his play being garbage. I'm talking about as the person, him being garbage. Because
you said
anytime
he
when
was
your coach,
garbage. You
not
just
as a
said he was
player,
garbage.
yeah, yeah, not as a
Then what
player.
are
But wait a minute. But when you gonna go to the league, and then when your coach tell you that you're not ready,
okay?
he told you that for a reason. He told that man that for a reason because said NFL pretty different. Yo, he should have listened to Brian Kelly on that one. I agree with Brian on that one.
But
So
he was drafted.
how many
He was
teams is
drafted.
it?
He was drafted
He
in
was
the. He was
drafted.
drafted in the. He was drafted in the second round, though.
Okay,
He was drafted.
but how many
But that's
teams? But
almost.
how many teams has Deshaun been with since then?
He's been with multiple teams since then. But he,
Uh huh.
but to be drafted second round in any position, that says a lot about your play. But as a person, what are we talking about here? Because if we, I don't give a fuck about him being a person. Is he producing on this football field? He could be a whole hole outside the field of play, just like Brian Kelly as a coach. He can be a whole hole outside of the field of outside the football field. Is he producing for my team? I don't give a fuck about him being type of person he is. You know what I'm saying? As long as he ain't no child molester or no serial killer. Now that's a
Yeah,
whole nother, long as he's
but
not, I mean, but continue.
all right, but this man, but from what I'm looking at right now, I mean, y'all can say everybody can say all the shit what they want to about Brian Kelly, him being a garbage human being. Case in point, what he did to Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh, good, you know. But
Yeah, good.
I mean, you even said that he
I,
basically was
I,
toughening their
I
ass up.
agree. I agree.
He's toughening their motherfucking ass up.
If you let a man violate you like that, man, you deserve it. I don't feel I feel zero sympathy for you. You're a grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
You just supposed to let motherfuckers know that you ain't that type of person that's gonna be willing to take that type of abuse. So no fool. You
But
deserve
then they said
that.
they let him know later on, hey.
No, you let people know in the heat of the moment that's not cool at all
But
because you.
everybody talking about he jailed to Notre Dame. I mean, shit, Notre Dame paid him good. But I mean, say what you want about Brian Kelly, man. I mean, I wouldn't pay shit. You can get paid. You can get paid 95 million for 10 years, and he getting more for the incentives.
Yeah, I mean, he could only take them so far.
But
He,
I'm looking at this right here, though. ESPN put it up. They said Notre Dame got a 46% chance to reach college football playoff. They only lost to Cincinnati. I watched the game. That was a good game. They only lost to Cincinnati. And then they said, see if college football player chairman says that the committee can quote unquote consider a player or a coach not being available. That's fucked up. But I mean, that's kind of fucked up though.
my thing
Now
with this.
that now
Mhm.
some of them Notre Dame teams that Brian Kelly had, they deserve to be in the playoff, and they didn't even make it. He was mad one year. I'm like, man, that year Notre Dame was on the road. They was beating the shit out of everybody.
Right.
They went undefeated, and then they didn't put them food. They put them fools in the New Year's Six bowl. Brian, man, he was hot as a motherfucker. But I think now that the SEC West is now somewhat the Magnificent Six, but now they're the Magnificent Six, not seven. You got Nick Saban, Lane Kiffin, Jim
Right.
Bimbo Fisher. Now you got Brian Kelly. You got Brian Harris for Auburn. And who else I missing? Mike Leach from Mississippi State. Oh,
Yeah,
but let me just go ahead and add 7 to that. Kirby Smart. Ain't no way in hell somebody gonna beat them.
no, not they. They got to bring it.
And now you got Brian. Now you got Brian Kelly down there at LSU.
Yeah, I mean, with Brian Kelly being at going to LSU, I think he's gonna if they give him a chance to stay to fulfill his welcome, I think he's gonna probably get a championship. And I'm gonna say this: you're gonna be mad as an Alabama fan. You're gonna be mad as hell, bro, because he gonna beat y'all. He gonna beat y'all ass a couple of times, a couple of those. If he stay 10
Talking
years,
about Brian Kelly.
if he stay 10 years at LSU,
I was about to say that. I think he can beat us.
he's
Look at the
gonna.
talent. Look at his talent. He finna take over.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, because of Coach Ho, he's got to get those players to buy into that system, the Brian Kelly system versus the Coach Ho system. So he's going to have to install his system. Now he might have a setback, or they may have a setback. But the talent that they got right now, they're capable of winning 9 games, 10 games. Maybe
Yep.
may have a loss to may have a loss to Alabama, which probably be the only thing that probably sets LSU back. I can see them going the first year. I can see a 8-4, 9-3 season.
Yeah.
Projected. If he does
Oh, yeah.
anything, if he does anything beyond that, then I would tell anybody to watch out. And if he can go to LSU the first year and beat Alabama, because that's the key to as a head coach at LSU, the goal is always to beat Alabama.
Yep.
When you become the head coach of Tennessee, the goal is to beat Alabama. The head coach of Auburn, the goal is to beat Alabama. So if he can fulfill those things, I think he's going to get a couple of wins at least. And I'm saying at least because Alabama's a tough team to deal with because they got access to not only the best in Alabama, the border states, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida, they got access to the entire country. So
Right.
they're so out the gate, he's gonna be at a disadvantage. However, Brian Kelly got the best out of all of Louisiana.
Yep.
He's gonna have some. He's gonna be able to creep up on the Gulf side of Alabama and get some guys.
I'm gonna tell you where
And
he's
he's
gonna
gonna
get
be
most
able
of
to
his
get some.
talent at. I'm gonna tell you where he's gonna get most of his talent at, like he did in Notre Dame. He gonna get
Right.
some from Texas.
Yeah, so that's what I was
So
about
that's
to
his
mention.
recruiting
He's gonna.
pipeline. That Houston Killeen, Texas area. He gonna get some of them. But it's funny.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a side note about with Alabama in a minute. But I'm gonna tell you something. All you LSU fans, let me say this. Brian Kelly may be a douchebag at the way he handles certain situations and shit.
right.
But you getting a dude that can coach. His offense is pretty good. Now, the only thing I see what's be wrong with his offense is he never had a 1,000-yard rusher. The last time he had some 1,000-yard rushers with his offense was at Central Michigan and at Cincinnati.
Oh, he's not. He's gonna do better.
But I think he's capable of getting a 3,000-yard pass and a 1,000-yard rusher with this offense.
Right.
And the receivers can't say that they ain't getting no damn yards with that shit. Because for what I heard with several players, they said one of the Notre Dame players went public and said that he wasn't getting enough catches in the Brian Kelly offense, and Brian Kelly G-checked that man. He said, wait a minute. Brian Kelly showed him the sets. Fuck you, fuck you mean? And the dude stepped up. So he got away making his players step up, but sit around and see how they bright and it's really a pro like Jimbo Fisher's offense where it's a pro. Put it like this. Jimbo and Brian Kelly, that's a rivalry a long time in the making. Matter of fact, they go back to the days when Notre Dame played Florida State.
Right.
They tiff and tack.
Well,
Whereas Jimbo Fisher's offense is pro friendly, but he makes it complex. Brian Kelly's the same way, minus the complexity.
yeah.
So yeah. Now I can see him and Lane Kiffin going at it trash talking. I'm waiting for that shit. But the thing is, but they both back it up too. But also, since you said something about Alabama, I'm finna make a bold prediction. The SEC championship game is Saturday, right?
Correct.
Kirby Smart versus Nick Saban part 2, right? No, part 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Georgia has the #1 defense in the nation, right?
Right.
I'm finna make a bold prediction. I got a funny feeling that Kirby Smart is gonna put the 2 and 25 and 2 Saturday. And it's gonna put a smile on Trey Murphy's face when it happened. But let me say this on Trey Murphy. You can talk all the shit about Alabama and the SEC all you want to. The SEC got damn near 11 out of 12 teams in a bowl game. How's Florida State doing?
Comedy. Straight comedy.
You know, bozo?
I see
Go
this
ahead,
game
Jimmy.
closer. I see this game, Alabama, Georgia, being closer than what people give it credit for, because Alabama has the talent, but their defense is suspect.
Yeah.
But in their offense, well, I should say the offense is suspect. So,
Well, Georgia,
Alabama's
they tit for tat. Georgia got to do good defense, but let me put it like this: Georgia got good offense on paper, but they quarterback holds them back, man.
right,
He
and
holding them back.
I think
You can't have 200. You can't have over 300. You going over 300 yards in one game against a nobody team, and then against a good ass team, you show up when you want to.
yeah,
But let's put it like this: I just hope we don't get, I just hope, because this also fell on Kirby Smart too when he did this. Because what was their coordinator name? He used to be the coordinator for Tennessee, John Chaney or Jim Chaney?
yeah, John Chavis.
No, the offensive coordinator, Jim Chaney, when he was at Georgia. The
Oh,
last game of Justin Fields.
I want to say it's Jim Chaney. I want to say, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I ain't gonna lie.
When Jim Chaney made that 4th down call to hand him do a quarterback sweep at Alabama, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
I was glad my boys won the game. But you call a run play for your running back. So I hope Georgia don't pull no shit like that against them.
Yeah.
If so, Georgia is who I thought they is.
Right. Yep. They have a very suspect offense,
You know,
contrary
that's
to
why I said Georgia
their
has a
point.
damn good defense. And I'm gonna say it right here. That Georgia's defense is the best defense I've seen for 2 straight years.
Right.
They run that Baltimore Ravens multiple 3-4-4-3. I like it.
Right.
First, because I post up the stats. They first in 3 categories and second in 1 main category. That's good.
Right.
Georgia, damn good defense, suspect for offense. Why? Because the quarterback holds them back. Alabama, good offense, suspect with defense, and good offense, but a suspect at times, and a suspect with defense. Because the motherfuckers don't know how to tackle.
Right.
So That's why I'm saying I'm making a bold prediction. You know, I like looking at Georgia too. But I told a buddy of mine, her name Tiny Stropside, she's working me at FedEx, and she's a Georgia fan. Being the number one team in the nation and staying number one is entirely two different things. But let me add a third one. Being number one, staying number one, and winning all as number one is three different things.
That's true. Agreed.
And if you don't win it all as number one, Georgia, Kirby, we're gonna be looking at you like the Rock with his eyebrow raised, like, okay, what the fuck you doing, dude? You and Champ Bailey played together.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget. Kirby Smile's a hell of a player too, man. Him and Champ Bailey in that secondary. Shit.
Right.
and a lot of teams were scared to throw with. A lot of coaches were scared to pass against him and to run against him.
Right.
Cause they said Kirby. I saw some old Kirby Small highlight film, man. He tackled a running back so hard, knocked the man's helmet off.
Right.
Then asked the man, was he all right? The way he landed, he asked the man, was he all right? He wasn't being funny. Oh, yeah. Sorry y'all for that. But I think Bama, I don't know what Georgia's game plan is, but if I was Bill O'Brien, the defensive coordinator for Bama, I force Stetson Bennett to pass and take out that run game. Because Stetson Bennett is not a good passer. No, he one of them funny ass quarterbacks. He a quarterback walk around with two last names. But
right.
But like I say, my boys are with it, but I got a funny feeling that Georgia's gonna win this game. And it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be closer than what people but the defense for Georgia is gonna have to protect because their offense is sixth in the nation in scoring, but their defense forces a lot of the turnovers that put them in position to what people don't
wait a minute. Georgia's offense is sixth in scoring.
They're sixth in scoring, but here's what I was about to say. That's a deceptive stat because their defense forces a lot of turnovers. That's a very deceptive stat. If you're basically your team is turning the ball over in opponent's territory, I would expect you to score as many times as possible. It's hard to stop a team perpetually if you're giving up the ball in opponent's territory. Now, if at the 35-yard line, the opponent's you're deep in the opponent's territory all the damn time, then of course, deceptive stat. That stat is very deceptive. It's not like they're marching down the field all the damn time. They might have like one or two marches down the field and score, but they're not scoring. They're not scoring like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a deceptive stat. That's why I say that's a very deceptive stat because most teams are committing turnovers. Go ahead.
Yeah, that does raise some eyebrows there, but the way they've been passing and shit, I'm like, damn. But they six in scoring, but you look at them in passing yards, they like down almost there in the 20s or 30s.
Right.
So, and like I said, to Georgia fans out there, y'all quarterback is holding back y'all offense. Now, granted, Mark Richt, at least they did. Yeah, at least Mark Richt's offense, they stayed in top 5, top 10 in 3 categories. Passing, scoring, and rushing. And yards. Right. But it's no excuse. And then Kirby Smart got one of the best offensive coordinators there is to Todd Monken because he was the guy that helped put Brandon Whedon and Mr. Persona non grata himself, Justin Blackman, on the map at Oklahoma State.
Right.
So ain't no excuse for Stetson Bennett, man. I'll put it like this. Everybody, all the teams in the SEC, 8 out of the 12 should have had over 3,000, at least had about close to a 4,000-yard pass.
Right.
It's like what? And also a throwback recommendation for y'all, a Flashback Friday movie recommendation for y'all to watch any given Sunday. Between any given Sunday and Friday Night Lights, some of the best football films I've ever seen. Jim Brown in Any Given Sunday said it best. He said these kids, as talented as they is, they don't want to learn the basics, they really don't care about the basics. They just want to go out there and play.
Right.
And that's the truth. And to go back on the Jimmy taking the wheel on Penny Hardaway, I will say this to y'all Memphis Tiger basketball players. Y'all just got recruited so y'all can go out there and play and do what the fuck y'all want to do. And that was Penny's fault. And he better, and I ain't no Memphis fan, but on behalf of Memphis Tiger fans, he better hurry up and change.
Oh, agreed.
And they play Georgia tonight. And we're gonna see. We're gonna find out if he a man of his word now.
Right. And looking at the stats for the year, C scored the most points against Georgia. 17.
Hold on a sec. Keep talking. I had a phone call. Hold on. Yes, my love.
Yeah, Tennessee scored
I'm
the
on my
most
on a
points.
podcast with my friend
Whoa.
Jimmy. Okay. Would you want to go pick up Yanni?
Yeah, while my brother handling his business, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Tennessee has scored the most points against Georgia, uh, which is 17. That's interesting right there. Uh, yeah, but that game is going to be closer than what people give credit to. Uh, let me see if he finished real quick.
Because I was because me knowing you.
Okay, too much information. We back live and direct. Just hit me in the private chat when you finish. Man, I don't know what business he handling over there, but yeah, man. But yeah, that should be a good game, man. That definitely should be a good game. With Georgia, Alabama. I'm picking Alabama, actually. Picking Alabama. Uh, I got Alabama by 3, actually. That's my line. Could be worse. I'll say this. Yeah, could be worse. Let me see if he's ready. What up, nigga? What up? Yeah. Yeah. What's the business? Yeah, man. But yeah, um, good game Saturday night. Georgia, Alabama. Yeah, I'm giving us 4 p.m. kickoff time. Yeah, Georgia. I wanted to get his opinion on the Lincoln Riley hire as soon as he come back here. Well, what a great show so far. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I I am. We'll just wait for him, but man, some good college football coming up though. I'll tell you that. Some great college football. I wonder who. Let me see who Michigan played. 10 title.
All right, man. My bad, y'all. My bad. Sorry about that. I got Jimmy on here talking this damn self shit. My bad, man. But no, I had a
No, it's
phone
all.
call. But
Yeah, yeah, I
but
heard
what
the.
I miss?
Oh no, oh nothing, man. We was gonna get on the. We was actually gonna get on the Lincoln Riley hire. Uh, what is your
I
thoughts
saw that
on?
coming. Well, I saw it coming because the way he was angry. And a lot of people don't understand. You got to pay attention to how a coach be talking shit, talking to folks. Because the
Right,
way he vehemently denied that LSU thing, he kept denying and denying. I mean, he was talking pleasant. Then when LSU got mentioned, man, that man got real defensive. So
right.
I'm like, this man that slick took a job somewhere. He just slick took a job that nobody want to know about. I think it's a good hire, but the problems he's going to have to face is this. Uh, it's like what Nick Saban had said about Texas. And I'm glad he didn't take that job. He said, I don't be wanting none of Texas folks bother me 24 hours a day worrying about what I'm doing and then this and that or whatever. And you can't spend time. I can't spend time with my wife and family. Okay. With the University of Spoiled Children, as Jimmy like to call them, Lincoln's going to have to deal with that. He's going to have to deal with the fan base. Excuse me. And also, he's going to have to stick to his word with what he said about them. We're talking about going to fill up the stadium, going to do this and do that. And talking about they're going to be a physical team. Okay. Yeah. You want that offense to work, you going well, you got he got the talent. But the thing is, you talking about want to be a physical team, he might need to keep his defensive
Hmm.
coordinator, what's that, Alex Grinch. Cause he got Alex Grinch. He stole that man from Mike Leach. When Mike Leach is at Washington State. Cause Mike Leach is trying to keep that man to come to Ole Miss. I mean Mississippi State.
Hmm.
But Grinch realized he didn't have the person. He ain't got the personnel to make that shit work.
Right.
A Big 12 defensive personnel using the Pac-12 defense, no, it ain't gonna work. And I've always said that the only time Oklahoma play physical and tough as they playing it is they playing the SEC team in a bowl game.
That's true.
That's true.
Very true.
Look what Georgia did. Look what Georgia did against Oklahoma. How stupid their ass was. Oklahoma had a weak ass offensive line. Them motherfuckers didn't want. No. What was the other? It was the other way around. I think it was. Yeah, Oklahoma had a weak offensive line. They had a weak defensive line, and they didn't even run the ball.
Right.
And their ass got shut down. Like, damn, Kurt, what you hit? Like, damn. Because that Baker Mayfield team was weak on both sides of the ball. They didn't have an offensive line. That's what it was. Oklahoma didn't have no good offensive line that year.
Right.
And that was Kirby's fault for not attacking Baker Mayfield. He called still trying to keep it honest. Then defensively,
Hmm.
Georgia let they running, but let Oklahoma's running back get 200 yards rushing.
Hmm.
So yeah, Kirby earned y'all like this motherfucker here. So, but I'm
It's
like,
funny though.
but it was funny but true. Like this motherfucker here.
Right.
You're gonna make Baker Mayfield look good, and you coming in with the best passing defense and rushing defense in the country, and you let these motherfuckers do this shit.
Right.
So Kirby Smart earned the whole award for that one. You should remember my live. You should remember that live stream when I talked about that shit.
Yeah, the entire whole for that one.
But but I think Lincoln will do okay. But he gonna have to, he gonna have to man up. But his rules gonna apply. He ain't gonna let none of the freshmen talk to the media. He don't let no freshman talk to media.
Well, that works over there in Hollywood, though. That's the thing, because he's basically, well, it's South Central, but still that's Hollywood, because most of your uh, A-list celebrities come out of a lot of your A-list celebrities outside of Juilliard acting school, performing arts school, Berkeley performing arts school. That's like the mecca of acting schools. USC, LeVar Burton, Ryan Coogler, the late John Singleton, Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas. We're just naming a few directors come out of USC, or my new name for them, UMessy. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be very messy with these coaching changes. So that's how they get down to be. But I think Lincoln is up to the task. He already recruited, I want to say, the number 2, number 3 quarterback in the country. But
Yep.
he's basically a local kid. He was gonna go to Oklahoma because of Lincoln, but he was like, I'm gonna follow him to USC. So here's the thing with Lincoln. He's not gonna have to worry about recruiting,
No.
because University of Spoiled Children, aka USC, they recruit itself. USC
Yep.
gonna recruit itself. They're gonna have access, even though it's a private institution, it's a 20% school. What is not being said is, if they want you, they're gonna get you. They're gonna send you a scholarship. It's not like Stanford. Um, it's not like Stanford, to where you got to make the grade. You know, if you're good enough in football, they're gonna get you. Point blank. Period. End of discussion.
Right.
It's not one of those things. They're gonna make you do what they do. And they're gonna have access to the best talent. It's not gonna even be close. It's gonna be you trying to compete against USC, not the other way around. USC is like a Mercedes Benz. They don't got to compete for talent. Talent's gonna
Right.
come to them, just like Alabama. Talent's gonna come to Alabama. They're the Mercedes Benz of college football. That's the best job to have outside Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Is USC. I
Yeah.
got all types of malapropisms for USC, but he's gonna do a good job recruiting. USC is gonna be in the top 15, top 10, maybe top 5 here and there without trying. They ain't even gotta try. It's just gonna happen. The thing is, the thing Lincoln Riley needs to focus on. Don't promise them a national championship.
No, well, he
Win,
didn't do that. Well, that's one thing I give him. He didn't do that. He did not
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Brian
So
Kelly didn't either.
yeah,
Because he said he met with the players. He said, this going to take some time. He said, get to know you guys, get to work with you guys. And I mean, that's it. I mean, he didn't promise him no national title.
yeah. And
That's one thing I say with Lincoln and what Lincoln did. He didn't say in that press conference. He didn't say nothing about no national title.
I will say this: if he stays there long enough, and how old is Lincoln? Lincoln's in his 30s. He's probably around my age.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me look it up. I think he's younger than you. Hold on.
He's right there around my age. He's either older or younger. He's not that we're not off that off apart.
But the motherfucker already got gray hair for his age, so
Yeah,
he's 38.
38. So we're right there. He's like literally
The hairline receding like a motherfucker too. Ooh-wee.
He's 10 months older than me. So, but he's not going to be able. He's not going to have to compete for talent. That's the thing. He's not going to have to compete, because it's going to be Oregon is going to have to compete with USC for talent. USC ain't got to compete with Oregon for talent. They're gonna have to use every bit of that $300 million in
Mm-hmm.
Nike money to compete for that type of talent. They're gonna
Right.
have to use every bit of that $300 million. USC ain't got to do that. We got movie stars here. We got directors. We got the best directors, the best screenwriters. We got the most Oscar winners per capita outside of the Juilliard School of Acting in history. You know what I'm saying? So no, we don't have to compete. We don't have to compete. We don't have to compete. You got to compete with us. So with that being said, focus on winning the conference. If you can win the conference, the national championship will come into play.
Right.
So that's the thing, because if you win the conference, guess what? The fan base is going to be okay. The championship is only a matter of time before it comes. But if you get
Mm-hmm.
to promising everybody all types of crazy shit, guess what? You're gonna get all types of crazy expectations. So just do what you did at Oklahoma, and you'll be the fan bases will be all right. So it is what it is. What's another coaching changes that we saw this week as well? Uh,
Uh, the Jimmy Lake era quickly ended. In Washington,
which you expected doing
it
that
was
dumbass
yeah,
shit.
it was expected, but I thought I mean he tried, but from what I've read off of utopiasports.com and Jimmy, that's a site you should join on for the forums, man, because them dudes in there, man, they ooh, you'll love them guys. You'll love them. I'm gonna send you a link to them. You and Corey Wolf will love them. Shout out to him, by the way. They got this dude named Kylan Boris. They hired him from Fresno State. I think I showed you guys his record. I think he would do good. I mean, come on, you 79-9 overall,
Right,
79-9 overall, and 12-6 with Fresno.
right.
So I think he would do good, man. But also Arizona State, I think they said that they said they retained Herm Edwards despite the allegations that's been going on with him. And looking at them now and looking at their score, yeah, they beat Arizona 38-15 post Thanksgiving. So they 8-4. They should have been 9-3. Goddamn it, fucking losing to goddamn Oregon State. So they're going to be in the bowl. But looking at some, we're gonna look at these standings right quick, man. We see who all's what. Excuse me. The main conference is gonna have in a bowl,
Right.
cause let's see, in the SEC, man, you got out of the East, it's because the 17s in the East, right? Okay. Georgia, they're going Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, South Carolina, and Florida. They all going bowling. Oh, we got to talk about that too, Florida. Now after this, so you got 6 teams in the SEC East going to a bowl, and damn near the whole SEC West is going to a bowl.
Wow.
Yep. So that I think that's a record. You got damn near your whole conference going to go to a bowl. Out of
Well,
14 teams, you got 13 out of 14 going to a bowl. That's impressive.
well, that was happening before the realignments. Because back in the day, you used to have 9, 8 teams out of the SEC going, and they used to beat everybody in those bowl games. It was rare that SEC had a losing record, so that's not a shock at
Right.
all.
All right.
So,
Now the
so
ACC. Go ahead,
mhm.
keep talking. I'm pulling up the ACC. Go ahead, keep talking.
That's not a shock at all because the SEC always been that tough. So everybody always going to a bowl game or a big bowl game. That's the reason why most of the bowl games is dominated by the SEC historically. New Year's Bowl, I should say. So, good job on the SEC's part in doing a thing. Continue.
All right, my conference championship upset of the week. I got Pitt beating Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a fluke.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
I
The
got
same
Pitt
team.
beating Wake Forest. Trey
Yeah.
Murphy was on to something about Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a fluke.
And they
So
showed how
looking
big
at
of a and they
go
showed how
ahead.
big of a fluke they were when they showed how big of a fluke they were when they lost to North Carolina. And like I
Yep.
stay and I say this once and I'll say this again. Wake Forest football and basketball. And I say this and even women's basketball. I add that to the shit. They will always be
Well,
North Carolina's hole.
yep.
They
Wake
will
Forest
always.
wasn't good. Listen, Wake Forest wasn't good since the days of Rodney Rogers, Randolph Childress, and Chris Paul. Hey, and I saw some video of Randolph Childress lately. You know, his son playing ball too. Randolph Senior look like he still get on that court, dog.
Right. But as I
Hey,
stated,
he was a Chris Jackson, aka Mahmoud Abdul Rauf of the ACC. But he was a point guard that knew his shit. He knew how to shoot. He wasn't no street nigga type point guard that just passed the ball first, and then if he was wide open to shoot a three, he'll pass somebody else. No, Randolph. I ain't gonna say no more about Randolph Childress. Y'all pull him up on YouTube. But
oh yeah.
looking at the ACC right now, ACC got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams going to bowl.
Yep.
You got the Georgia Tech, they're not going. The Fluke Devils ain't going. I stand the Q's not going. And the Criminals, they ain't going. So and that's Mike Norvell's fault why y'all ain't going to a bowl. That's
Mike
that's
O'Hale.
Mike O'Hale's fault. That's his fault. They had Florida beat. And he gonna flip the damn script like
They had Notre Dame beat. They had Ultra Lane beat. Ultra Lane should have lost that game. That was a loss waiting to happen. Ultra
yeah,
Lane.
that too. That too. But I gotta put that Florida game above that one. This man flipped the damn gameplay script at crunch time. Like, what is you doing? He kept it. He might know man. He just can't help himself.
Mike O'Hale.
Mike
Mike
O'Hale.
O'Hale.
Mike and Jimmy and Murphy gonna talk about this Norvell. We call him Mike O'Hale. Mike O'Hale.
O'Hale, he did fucked it up again, man.
Yep.
And dear Murph, you got to take that L, man. Just hold on to that L. Just hold on to it, man. It's okay. It's okay. Mike O'Hale,
He
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 fucked.
he said he saw the game and saw what we was talking about. He saw what Jimmy J. Smooth and I was talking about this man.
Yeah.
He didn't want to listen. That's some damn Virgos for you. The most stubbornest mule shit ass Virgos for you. They don't want to listen to shit.
Yep. Mike O'Hale.
And he
Michael.
saw it.
Yep.
He saw
Man.
it. He's finally seen the light. And I'm finna make another bold prediction. Trey Murphy is finally gonna join the train of the Crimson Tide sooner or later. He calls me the Benedict Arnold of all college football fans. Yes.
Uh, comedy. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Damn. No, I got a text. Yeah, but yeah, man, but yeah, he calls me the Benedict Arnold of college football fans. You know, there's an old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, man.
But the Florida hire, they hired Billy Napier. We don't know much about Billy Napier, but he said he learned from the best in Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney.
Crabo
he can,
Sweeney.
yeah.
Mhm.
Who Jimmy has a very good opinion about, which he'll dwell on another show. But I think he'll do okay in Florida. But I think, but I'm gonna tell you something. We tell all these quarterbacks something. When you always announce something, you quarterbacks always say, "I'm finna go pro" or "I'm finna transfer." You letting everybody know something. You are what we thought y'all were. Y'all suck. Y'all don't
Right.
want to get exposed. I think Florida's quarterback, Emory Jones, he sucked as a quarterback, and Anthony Richardson sucked as a quarterback. Mother say he hurt his knee dancing.
Comedy. Straight up and down comedy.
That's a true fact. These kids, man, let me tell you something. These kids ain't got nothing. Yeah, so what a lot of folks will say, and I'm not gonna say his name, but he played for Southside as a quarterback. And he told me, talking about, so you know so much about sports, you don't even play them. I ain't never played for the school. I know how to play football, I know how to play basketball, I know how to play baseball. But I do know for a fact when I bust his ass out about a post route, I said, I do know on a post route, you're supposed to throw that ball on a 3-7 drop, not 7.
That's true. That is very true.
He looked as stupid as a motherfucker. And again, I'm not going to say his name, but he's one of Memphis' finest.
Yeah.
And his kinfolks, they've come along a long list of talented players in skill positions at Southside. His brother was one hell of a running back at Southside.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Jim, I'm gonna text you his name. His brother's name you may have heard about. His brother was one hell of a running back at Southside, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be in the sports chat.
Okay, that's fine. You ain't got to put him on blast.
No,
You ain't got to.
I ain't putting his brother on blast, but you should recognize that name from the talk back then in '94, in the early mid '90s.
Okay, that's fine.
So I just sent it to you in the sport talk.
Okay, yeah. I got my nigga shit phone with me, so I ain't got my primary phone with me as we speak. But yeah, man. Yeah, these coaching changes is definitely decent. The firing of Dan Mullen, I kind of question it, but okay, that's Florida for you.
He brought on himself. He brought that all on himself, man. I'm sorry. He brought it all on himself. He lost the locker room. He lost the, and when you lose the now in the locker room, but when you lose the fan, not only in the fan base, but when you lose your athletic director's trust, yeah, you good as gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at his record. He went to a bowl game every year, except this year, and I don't
That's
know,
his
man.
fault. And then I always kept telling you and Corey Wolf, when Brian Johnson, his best offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, yeah, the one that put Kyle Trask on the map.
Right.
When he left to take the job for the Philadelphia Eagles, that was it. Because he didn't even make no plans to replace that man or to develop. Cause goddamn Emory Jones taking 3 to 5, 7 drops like Luke Haynes back walking stance in Mortal Kombat 11.
Right.
Look it up. It's supposed to be 1, 2, 3. That's it. Emory Jones taking these big ass hops. 1, or 2, or 3.
Right.
He taking
Agreed.
these big ass hops. He's not that good of a quarterback. Anthony Richardson's not that good of a quarterback either.
Yeah, I think he's trying to do what he's trying to do what he's trying to do what what's that dude name that he was the offensive coordinator for? He's trying to do what Urban Meyer doing, and he doesn't have it. Urban Meyer has the sauce. He doesn't have that sauce. So
Well, Urban Meyer's credit. Urban know what he be doing. Talking about Ryan Day. Are you talking
yeah,
about the Urban Meyer days in Florida, Urban Meyer days in Ohio State?
the Florida Urban Meyer, hands down Florida. Yeah, Florida's
Yeah,
the
because
Urban Meyer.
Dan Mullen was the offensive coordinator with Urban Meyer.
Right, right.
Okay. Yeah, did you see what I text?
No, I haven't gotten it because I'm
No,
on
I put in the sports talk group of Facebook. Check it. I tagged
no,
you
I
on.
haven't. No, that's what I was saying. I have my nigga shit phone with me. Hold on, let me see. So I got my nigga shit. I got my nigga shit phone. I ain't got my
Yeah.
primary phone.
Now that ain't right there. He was the running back of Southside. He was beast mode before Marshawn Lynch.
Right. Dang. I gotta get on. Hold on, just for a hot second. Hold on, hold on.
All right. Well, while Jimmy get ready to check this text message, let's go into silence for a second. And y'all gotta apologize for my voice, man, because Mother Nature just been doing a number on a whole lot of folks today. Sinus is draining my voice. I'm sounding like an old lady. I can't yell like I supposed to, or rant like I supposed to, but you know I gotta take it easy, y'all. But let me make another little note to all my FedEx people in the FedEx group on Facebook. There will be a very special Tales from the Hub episode in which Jimmy J. Smooth will be interviewing my partner Jessica Cowan on what was it like working with myself and Pops at the international area of FedEx. Now there's gonna be some names mentioned in these excerpts of a book that I'm currently writing. Keep in mind that I wrote this book, that I started writing this book back in 2013, 2014, and
Yes,
so
sir.
forth, and so forth. With my, so forth. I was writing this book, so forth, when I was married. But it's gonna be some excerpts talking about the FedEx, FedEx International Group, about how the folks was and stuff, all like that. So whenever Jessica Cowan ready, cause depending on her off days and depending on what Jimmy J. Smooth got to do on one of them days, she's off because she and I, we both had the same off days. Jimmy will get this done. But I'm also thinking about, but I was thinking about doing like a simulcast with her putting her opinion in and then me giving her opinion. People ain't gonna listen. So what's gonna happen is the Tales from the Hub. But the excerpt from my book is called The Craig Coda, My Life Between the Lines of Colors and Reality.
Right.
Jimmy's gonna be reading excerpts to Jessica about my time at FedEx. He's gonna ask her questions and get her opinion on it. And then at a later date for the Tales from the Hub, he's gonna read the same format to me, and I give my opinion on a lot of things. So, and when the names is being mentioned, like I said, don't take it personal, because some of the stuff that I written, they were journals that I wrote from back in 2004. I keep journals, so it's nothing wrong keeping journals, people. But then again, I forget. I keep forgetting. We in the, as my mom aptly put it, we in the state of Memphis, Tennessee. Not the city of Memphis, Tennessee, but the state of Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
And when dealing with some of y'all folks like y'all, I'm gonna get some heat on this, and I'm gonna go ahead and publicly say it. Ain't never nothing good that has ever come from this old filthy, backwards ass, crooked ass state of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because if y'all want to make a quick buck, y'all sell y'all child and your mother to get that quick buck. And I'm being
Right.
straight up. But yeah, so tune in, y'all. Cause I'm gonna get with Jessica once I finish the getting the excerpts together. Probably Jimmy in another week or so. In another week or so, Jimmy,
Right.
I'm gonna email you the. Well, I'll text email however it is. The format through my Google Docs and stuff, and when you read it, you're gonna love it. You can format some questions on there. If you got some questions for me about it, that's fine. But yeah, it's gonna. I promise you this. And knowing Jimmy, he's gonna make it good. Knowing my girl Jessica Cowan, her ass, they gonna make this good, man. It's gonna be worth a listen. And also, in the excerpts of my book, I'm gonna talk about October 14th, 2017. I'm not crying, it's my voice, because I will detail everything about all the funeral, some things about the funeral, and then things I was thinking beforehand of the funeral. And if it rubs some people the wrong way, let me say this. I don't give a flying fuck.
Right. Right.
And if it rub you the wrong way, you ain't gonna fucking block me on Facebook. You ain't gonna cease contact with my moms if you still cool with her, whatever. I got a cell phone. I got two Facebook profiles. And y'all ass better be an adult to message me when the shots is fired, because in my book I pull no punches. I'm not pulling no punches. I'm not holding back no slaps.
Right.
So, but the target date for my book, I'm gunning for 2023. I got some editing to do. I got a shitload of editing I need to do. So, but we were talking, but Jimmy, but you saw the text, right? Who had to text you the name of the running back the Southside had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, his brother was a quarterback for their team. And when I bust him out about the post route, he was like, holy shit, he right. Because, yeah, when you step back three, post route is the easiest route it is. Because when the wide receiver go 1, 2, 3, and then cut up whichever way, the left or the right, 4, 5, your third step, that ball need to be to his hand on that phone when he gets down that fifth step.
Right.
So I know more about football than some of these guys do. Past or present.
Right.
Yeah, I can't handle football like a quarterback do, but I can throw that motherfucker. I got like a baseball throw in my football.
Right.
And maybe it was meant for me to play baseball in the day. I don't know. But yeah, but like I said, but all these coaching hires and stuff, USC, LSU, Washington, Florida, they get A+ from us. No doubt.
Right. Yes, sir.
So other than that, and on another note, I'm gonna go ahead and pick out some college football championship. Now let me pull up football conference championship. Because I'm gonna make some bold predictions on here. ACC, I got Pitt taking out Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
SEC, I got Georgia. Yeah, you call me crazy. I love Alabama, but that could go either way. I'm gonna go with Kirby. Georgia's defense is too fucking good, man. They're too fucking good. And you Georgia fans, must say this again. Being number one and staying number one and winning all as number one is entirely three different things. Because if y'all don't win it as number one, I'm going to be looking at y'all with the side eye. So that can go either way. For the Big Ten championship, as much as Jimmy hates shits again, I got to go with shits again. Let me see who they playing first.
I agree. I agree with that. They playing Iowa.
I
Yeah.
gotta go with shits again on that one
Shits again. Yeah. I think he's gonna
because
turn.
I watched that game, the replay of that Ohio State game. Big props to Jim Harbaugh. Big props to Jim Harbaugh because he didn't do no fuck shit in this game. They came to play. They came to play.
Yeah, shits again gonna beat the shit out of them. That's gonna be dead. That's gonna be they're gonna go on a tear on them. Yeah. They're gonna go on a
Yeah.
tear with them.
Also, let's see. Let me see college football championship games this week. Let me see.
It should be Oregon versus
Utah. I got
That's
Oregon to win. I got Oregon in this one. They ain't
yeah.
finna, man. They ain't finna let Utah. Man, they ain't finna let Utah whoop their ass twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. Nah. I don't think U-Slaw gonna beat them this time. Nah, they gonna lose.
Okay, we got the Big 12. Big 12 championship game. Cause we're going off on this, y'all. We got okay, this coming Friday, we got West Kentucky against Texas San Antonio in the CUSA championship game. My pick is Texas San Antonio on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Also Oregon and Utah, they play Friday night good because I'm out Friday night. I got Oregon on that one.
Right.
The Big 12 championship game Saturday. Oklahoma State and Baylor. I'm going to take Baylor.
Right.
The MAC championship game, Kent State and Northern Illinois. I got to go with my home state, Northern Illinois.
Well, it's not that far from Chicago. Northern University. They're
DeKalb,
not.
yeah. For the Mountain West, I got San Diego State over Utah State. The Sun Belt, in Billy Napier's last game in Louisiana, I got Louisiana beat Appalachian State.
I could go either way, but yeah, they might have a slight advantage.
Now the ACC, now the American Championship game, that's my dark horse. Houston at Cincinnati. I don't know. I'm leaving that alone.
They're yeah, because Houston is fully capable of beating these people, and that's a dangerous game.
So I'm leaving that alone. That's my wild card game there, y'all. I already said SC Championship. I like my boys Alabama, but gotta go. But Georgia, I got a funny feeling Georgia might take it because they suspect on different ends of the ball. The SWAC Prairie View A&M at Jackson State. I gotta go with Coach Prime, despite we don't know what the hell's going on with him health wise because he in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Don't know what the hell going on with him.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, that
and then everybody speculating he was down at TCU, so he confirmed that rumor. She said no, he was in the hospital.
Nah, I mean, and then TCU, I don't think he would take that job because that job it's a you can't really compete with that job. They got bitch ass academic standards with TCU, and then all types of religious standards with that job. So nah, I don't think he would have taken that job if he had the opportunity to get that job. So nah, I have to say that was bullshit. So
yeah, ACC championship game. I already said Pitt over Wake Forest, and the
I
Big
agree.
Ten championship. Big Ten championship. I got well. I'm gonna give them their respect. Michigan over Iowa.
Right.
So they're my championship games. And don't ask me about what about Houston, Cincinnati. That's the dark horse games. That can go either way. So, but Definitely Friday night. I will be watching on my laptop Oregon against Utah. Because if Oregon let Utah whoop their ass twice, they need their ass whooping. Then another thing, everybody wants to speculate about Mario Cristobal going up Miami. Man, let me tell you something. If Phil Knight take care of your ass, I wouldn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
He'd be a damn fool. He'd be a damn fool to leave a platinum mine to go to lead.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. But the coaching changes. I like Brian Kelly going to LSU. I think that, he could only take that program so far as a coach. So it was a great coaching decision. You can only take that program so far, especially with the academic standards, and for him to have the best recruiting class uh since Lou Holtz uh in history. Then I respect his decision. You know what I'm saying? Because for him to compete championship wise, it's gonna take him to be on Alabama's level. It's gonna take him a little bit longer.
yeah,
I mean, so and then him having to play them teams every once in a while, those tricky teams every once in a while, because they pick and choose their schedule. But man, you're still playing you're basically playing in the ACC, a 4-game ACC schedule. Anybody can whoop your ass.
yeah.
So to compete with the type of talent that he would have recruited at Notre Dame, why not go to a school where it gives you a bigger chance? Because Notre Dame don't give them the same chance of winning a championship as LSU does. So that's a smart move to make. A lot of people are salty, talking about he failed his players. I mean, we grown ass men. You grown. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like he left in the middle of the season to say I'm going to take this job. He left after the season, after the regular season was over with, and be like, hey, I'm going to take the job. So I don't knock anybody for doing what is best for them and what is best for their career. He owes those people nothing. He gave those kids what he could give them. He gave the Notre Dame program what he could give them. So it's time to move on. Shit. I mean, who knows? I mean, yes, you can only coach though. You can only take Notre Dame so far. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got no
Mm-hmm.
championship, ultimately the Notre Dame program is gonna be why you ain't got no championship. So that could easily happen. So no, he did right to leave. But the next topic that we are gonna discuss is Bo Jackson.
Yes. First of all, happy 59th birthday to Bo Jackson.
Happy,
And he was the second most popular athlete behind Michael Jordan.
right. And it's an interesting thing about Bo Jackson because Bo Jackson was really the person that actually created uh, the Alabama versus Auburn rivalry, and he changed the outlook of that whole series because he did go 2-2 versus Alabama. The
Yeah.
first 2 years he won, he beat Alabama. The last 2 years he lost to Alabama. Uh, and his senior year, that was the only other team that he lost to was uh, he lost to Tennessee, and he lost to Alabama. On blocking the wrong way, the
Yeah.
ultimate wrong way bow, wrong way bow play. So he's made the biggest and worst plays in this whole series of this whole rivalry. You know, not so much with the wrong way because no, if you don't understand football, you're gonna be like, okay, what the hell happened here? But he made the wrong block and the guy got tackled for a loss and they could have won the game. So that basically the wrong way bow. So he's made the biggest and worst plays in history of this series. Now, what a lot of people don't know, unless you're an Alabama fan, he almost went to Alabama because at the time, even though
Mm-hmm.
you had several big players to come out of the state of Alabama. He was the highest ranked recruit in the history of Alabama at the time that he graduated from high school, or his senior class, during his senior class at that time. And he was a four-sport athlete. He was a track and field guy. He was a basketball. He was a big football star, baseball, the whole nine. So he played four different sports in high school. You know what I'm saying? And had arguably one of the fastest 40 time. One would say Deion Sanders. It's a toss up, but nevertheless, um, with the history of Bo Jackson, Alabama probably would have won a national championship with Bo Jackson, because we got to think about it. Auburn was nowhere near on the level of Alabama. Now, they did win a national championship in the 50s, but that's irrelevant to a certain degree. But we got to think about it. Alabama had beaten the Crimson Tide at least 18 of the 20 years. I think they got one win in 1972 and 1971 when Pat Sullivan was the Heisman Trophy winner. But other than that, Alabama pretty much dominated that whole series. They was at that time in 1982, 83, sometime where around that time. It was definitely, without a doubt, it was Paul Bear Bryant, the legendary Paul Bear Bryant's last Iron Bowl. He died less than 2 months after that.
Right.
But he could have ended up playing for the legendary Paul Bear Bryant. But of course, Paul Bear Bryant wasn't going to live to see his next three seasons. But the recruiting coordinator for Alabama made one of the dumbest bonehead plays probably in the history of Alabama. Alabama should have 20 national championships.
Uh-huh.
I think they would have gotten two with Bo Jackson, because you got to think about it. Cornelius Bennett was just not coming, because on Bo Jackson's last year, Derek Thomas played for Alabama. Cornelius Bennett, I think, want to say was a sophomore. So you had a hell of a defensive team coming in. Think about it. And then Ray Perkins was the head coach. A couple of you take away a couple of losses, and Alabama is in the thick of things. Is in the championship conversation.
Right.
I think that 1984 championship could have been Alabama's. You take away the Tennessee losses, which Tennessee was on a winning streak against Alabama at that time. I think it was a 6-game winning streak. And then the tables turned, I want to say 86, 87. And I'm thinking this off the top of my head. I'll correct myself at a later time. But nevertheless, we got to think about this as Alabama fans. If you're an Alabama fan, whoever was the recruiting coordinator, I don't know who the hell he was, he made the biggest mistake in the history of y'all program, dropping the ball on Bo Jackson. Because I think if Alabama had got Bo Jackson, that winning streak would have extended tremendously. Bo Jackson playing for Alabama, they go 4-0 versus Auburn.
Hey, now you said the 84 Alabama team?
Right.
Okay, they went 5-6.
5-6. Okay, he would have made a difference on that team. He would have you put Bo Jackson on that team. Even with that,
they lost Boston College and Georgia Tech in their first 2 games.
Mm-hmm. But still with Bo, Bo's gonna beat them folks. Bo gonna help. Bo changed Auburn. Who the hell, other than Pat Sullivan, who the hell historically? We're talking about historically. I'm speaking from a historical standpoint. Who the hell was bigger
than the 85 team went 9-2-1.
9-2-1.
And they beat USC in the Aloha Ball 24-3. And looking at this game, they beat USC in the Aloha Bowl.
Right.
Their only
So,
losses that year was Penn State and Tennessee,
mhm, Penn State and Tennessee, which Penn State ended
and
up
they
playing
tied
for the
with
national
LSU
title.
that year.
Penn State ended up playing for the national title that year
Yep, and they
because they
tied
went
with LSU that year. They beat
mhm,
the shit out of Memphis that year too, 28-9.
28-9. Yep, Bo's senior
So
season. But I'm saying
that was it.
he would have changed that whole team. We're looking at an 84. I think they would have had a national championship with that boy because like with Bo carried Auburn. Bo in 85, 1985, Bo Jackson carried Auburn. Matter of fact, he carried them that his whole entire fucking career. I think that he would have changed. Man, when you got a player like that, man, come on. Man, look. They and you the 9-2-1, man, they would have beat the shit out of Penn State. With Bo Jackson, come on, man. That's where they fucked
Yep.
up at. I would have fired that recruiting coordinator because he said I'm not gonna play until my junior year. He came out the gate playing at Auburn. And look what happened, man. He made the play over the top bowl. Everything had if you look at the Auburn versus Alabama rivalry, every major play in that 4-year span Bo Jackson made a difference in all of those games. He made a difference in every last one of those games, whether good or bad. So just imagine that man playing for Alabama. I have to think about that. Every Alabama fan should be thinking
Yeah.
about that. That 5-6 record would have probably been a 9-3, 10-2. Who knows? And then the incoming talent that they had around them coming in. Oh, come on, man. And we're talking about Cornelius Bennett. You know, even though he had some questionable legal troubles, he should be a NFL Hall of Famer in his own right. And then Derek Thomas was coming in. I want to
Yeah.
say around 85, the late Derek Thomas. You had a hellified defense coming in. And then let's not talk about
Derek's
the
problem was
86.
he could not. He 86
What?
Crimson Tide went 10-3. They beat Washington 28-6 in the Sun Bowl.
Right.
Excuse.
Yeah. Derek set the NFL record in sacks and would have had an 8 sack, but I think it's Dave Craig. He missed the 8 sack. It would have been 8 and
And
lost the
then that
game.
86 Alabama team, they lost to Penn State,
Mm-hmm.
LSU, and Auburn.
Yep. Yep. And Penn State in 86 won the national title. So in 2 of those years, they
Yeah.
played Penn State, who either played or won the national title those years. But I think a Alabama team with Bo Jackson kicks their ass. And I'll go as far as saying this: as good as that 1985 Tennessee team was, they would have kicked Tennessee's ass.
Yep.
I'm gonna just say it right here. That's how important Bo was to Auburn football. He made Auburn football in the modern day sense. We're not talking about 1957 when y'all won the national title that nobody even knows. Half them people that attended the game is probably not alive no more than likely. Shit. So I mean, man, look, he changed Auburn football because after that, Auburn football changed tremendously. It became a real rivalry after that because nobody gave a fuck about the so-called Iron Bowl. That was just what people call it, the Iron Bowl. They didn't give a. That's how much Keith Jackson, rest in peace to Keith Jackson, didn't give a fuck about that goddamn rivalry. But Bo changed that shit. Bo made that shit a fucking rivalry. And
Mm-hmm.
for whoever, if you're still alive, because I don't know if that recruiting coordinator was alive or not. He's probably dead and croaked it somewhere. But whoever that was should have been fired tomorrow. The day after he lost the opportunity to get Bo Jackson, the biggest player in the state of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time. We've had other big guys like Brody Croyle, that wasn't even remotely as big as Bo Jackson in terms of popularity. But you
Right.
know what I'm saying? man, I mean, we've had big guys come out of the state, but not like Bo Jackson. No,
Right.
because Bo Jackson had, and I think he should get in the Hall of Fame off of potential. Because if he don't get tackled against that dude from Cincinnati, I don't know who the fuck it is. He's
No, boy,
hands
he said,
down
"Oh boy, snatched his ass down. He snatched him down."
yeah. But whatever the case it be, if he doesn't get tackled like that, if he doesn't get hurt, he was a two-sport genius, a hell of a baseball player, one of the few people to literally knock a ball out of the Memphis Chick Stadium. You know, you got to be a hidden motherfucker as a baseball player to knock something out of the Memphis Chick Stadium. You got to have power. That takes power. Because I think he
Yep.
was like the first guy. Not too many people knocked it completely out of the stadium. I know that for a fact. But Bo Bo should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Just off his potential, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, had he not gotten injured, he would have definitely hands down been in the Hall of Fame. He would have shattered Walter Payton's record. We would
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be he would have shattered Walter Payton's record in my opinion. Because he was fast. That dude was like
And,
he was a
hell
he
yeah.
was block burner.
And I think,
Go
in
ahead.
my opinion, like I told you off the air, I think had he not got hurt, the Raiders would have won the Super Bowl that year, man.
Agreed. Agreed. Marcus Allen and and
No
and, and
disrespect to
Bo.
Marcus Allen, though, but Marcus Allen and Bo, they were beasts, man, because Marcus knew how to block.
Right.
But that's why I'm saying, everybody want to give credit to Bill Belichick about him being a defensive genius. He couldn't put no game plan up against Bo. And that New York Giants team, that defense, no disrespect to Pepper Johnson, Carl Banks, and Lawrence Taylor, y'all weren't going to stop Bo, bro. I'm sorry.
Not only that, he was strong as shit too. He was like 225, 230, and was fast. He wasn't just no big dude. A lot of guys that size can't truck like that, but he was fast. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you wasn't gonna fuck with Bo, man. Bo was I've met people who met Bo, and they say the same thing about him that they say about Penny Hardaway in terms of a nice guy. They said he's one of the nicest guys you ever gonna meet. You know what I'm saying? Big,
Yeah, he is.
still swole. The dude
He,
still got
hell
muscle.
yeah. If you watch that 30 for 30, because
Hmm.
I got to tell you about that off there, about the Health South thing. Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you something about that off there. But,
Right.
I ain't going to tell it on there, but on here, but I'm going to tell you about something off the air. Because it said what he does, he said his hobbies, he takes up archery, man. He said he'll watch some football a little bit. He said he be watching college. He said he enjoy watching college more than he do pros.
Yeah.
Cause said he'll tell his wife, like if the pro game be on, he'll tell him to put it on a movie or something. If it's a college game it's on, he gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, and from one of my shout out to my partner, Percola Jackson. Cause they said one time he came up to the Nike place where she worked at. They said the man the most humble and down to earth.
Hmm. Yeah.
Cause at the time he's talking about, I think he got a son and a daughter. And I was talking about that, and I think he said he said he was more excited about him being a granddad and shit now at that time. So, um, I mean that was one thing we didn't, Bo did keep to himself, and a lot of people don't understand, man. Bo was the second most popular athlete to Michael Jordan.
Yes.
He was
Out
the
of
second
out
most
of
popular athlete to Michael Jordan.
Yep.
And Michael Jordan even gave him props. I mean, come on. Nike was making money like a motherfucker that year in the
And
late
what
'80s, heading to the '90s.
and he's probably the most popular person out of Bessemer, Alabama. And guess who came out of Alabama that was a singer? Diana Ross. That's who came out of, a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, but she
Yes.
been lying and saying that she was from Detroit.
Yeah, she says she's from Detroit, but that woman's she's from Bessemer. Fuck it. I mean, that's what they say. But people don't fuck with Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation. Um, but nevertheless, man, he changed that fucking program because people didn't give a fuck about Auburn. Auburn was like the whipping boy of the SEC, and was definitely the whipping boy the uh of the uh of the Alabama Crimson Tide. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I think he would have changed the history of Alabama hands down. I think Alabama would have came out a couple of more championships with that kid, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For definitely for Bo Jackson. Today is his birthday on the 1st of December. Happy birthday to Bo Jackson. I think they need to make a consideration for him to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
I know he doesn't have the stats, but still, he's one. If the NBA could get Bill Walton on what would have been, you know what I'm saying? Yes, he won a championship, and I'm not knocking Bill Walton for even being in the Hall of Fame. We know,
Hmm.
because that 1977 Portland Trailblazers team was all Bill Walton. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, he set the shot blocking record in Game 6 to beat Julius Irvin and what's the guy named Daryl Dawkins and uh, what was the former Memphis Grizzlies head coach, the guy that they got rid of after taking to the conference championship, Lionel Hollins. No, he played for Portland. I'm sorry. you know,
Yeah,
uh, but Mo Cheeks, he beat that team. Philadelphia was supposed to win the championship, but he happened to beat them. But uh, Bill Walton got in the Hall of Fame on what would have been. And I think Bo Jackson, because he was the second most popular player, both of those guys played, he played for the White Sox slash Kansas City Royals and stuff like that. Uh, he definitely probably would have had a Hall of Fame career in baseball as well, because he was a hell of a baseball player in his own right. Uh, hell of a hitter and hell of an infielder, hell of an outfielder. So, but I think football for sure he gets in the Hall of Fame with no questions asked. So I think he should be considered. But definitely happy birthday to uh our legendary Bo Jackson, man. And if you're still alive, whoever was the defensive the recruiting coordinator should be slapping themselves. And Pat Dye won Bo over by saying keeping his promise. He told him, I'm going to play you in the first game of the season," and that's what he did. It's unfortunate that he died last year. That went over my head. Pat Dye uh, for Auburn dying on us. That went over my head. Uh,
yeah, that did too.
he's uh because he definitely changed Auburn football. He did die from COVID. That's what I thought. He did die from COVID,
Now
unfortunately.
I remember what was the basketball coach from Auburn now because I was visiting my grandmother, my pops' mom, because she lived down in York, Cuba, Alabama. Um, Let me tell y'all, deaf that probably that passed over everybody's head down in Auburn. The basketball coach Tommy Joe Eagles when he died.
Right.
They said his passing was just sudden because they said everything. That man was just straight one day. Next thing you know, the man didn't wake up.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, Auburn had some good guys like the Pat Dyes, the Tommy Tuberfield. But everybody got to pick. Well, Tommy Tuberfield, he's now a senator for. I think he's the governor. I think he's the senator for the state of Alabama now because he won the
Right.
senatorial race. He's the senator for state of Alabama. But the knock on Tommy Tuberfield was that motherfucker was stealing money as a coach, which he was, because a lot of fans of Cincinnati was tired of his ass. When a fan bust him out, said, "You get paid all this money, you stealing money and shit."
Right.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
but I will say this though. During his days as a defensive coordinator, uh, the defensive coordinator at Miami all those years, he was a key part of the Miami success as a defensive coordinator with Coach Ho. Yes, Coach Ho won a couple of championships as an assistant with those Miami teams as well. Uh, but Tommy Tuberville, two of those seasons, he was the defensive coordinator as well, which is why um, he recruited fast linebackers. You know, he recruited them at Auburn, which is why Auburn was so good many of those years was those fast linebackers running sideline to sideline and stuff like that. But without Pat Dye making that promise to Bo Jackson after getting turned down by Alabama, saying you're not going to play till you're talking about the greatest high school athlete at the time out of the state of Alabama in history. You're telling them, you're not going to play till your junior year. What the fuck? You had a slow ass quarterback for Alabama. He would have made a hell of a difference, man. Come on, man. And then the incoming talent that they had in '84 and '85. Come on, man. I think Alabama's winning the championship by Bowles Jr. or senior year. They winning the championship. Come on, man. You just
yeah,
ain't gonna tell me. You just ain't gonna tell me different. And they would have kicked Tennessee's ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know. So nevertheless, happy birthday to Bo Jackson and rest in power to Pat Dye
yep,
uh, for making that bold decision in changing the complex of Auburn football, and that brought us to Auburn versus Alabama as well.
yep,
Um, Auburn always do that shit, bitch ass shit all the time. Every year they get their ass kicked by everybody, including your mama, and include my mama. They get their ass kicked by everybody. But when it come to Alabama, and that's the thing I hate about rivalries sometimes, is as a sports fan,
right,
you expect this team to fall lay down. You expect like bitch get on the floor and drop all your money off. But the next thing you know, when they play you, they playing you like it's like going to a big brother going up against little brother. You know what I'm saying? He get his ass whooped by everybody in the bitch ass neighborhood, but but soon as he fight his little brother, he ready to whoop the little brother ass. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. So that's kind of like the thing about this Auburn versus Alabama game, man, is all game long. I saw the game 10 to shit. I'm like, what the hell going on? And then, but I was like, damn, they beat our ass. But there was one problem Auburn had. T, TJ Finley, who's generally he's a mobile quarterback. He had zero mobility at all. And I was like,
you can
Alabama,
tell he the dude.
Alabama,
Hey, he got the mobility of a snail, as big as he is.
but he was hurt, so he couldn't do anything because last year he had his mobility last year at LSU, LS Pepe Le Pew, but like you say, he had the mobility of a snail, so he couldn't do nothing. So I was like, Alabama's got a chance. Alabama's got a chance. I was saying in the back of my head, but I didn't know how Alabama was going to respond. But I was surprised at the score because I'm thinking that score going to be 17 to nothing, 20 to nothing. Alabama's end. But with rivalry week or rivalry month or the rivalry weeks coming in, you never know what's going to happen, and that's how it was. And next thing I know, um, the quarterback for Alabama, I can't think of this kid's name off the
Bryce
top of my
Young.
head. Bryce Young. He pulls a magic trick out his ass and started playing. He got sacked like 8 times. The boy got sacked more times than goddamn HEB grocery stores out here in Texas.
God
And
damn.
he got sacked more times than them bitches. And he finally woke his ass up in the final minutes of the fourth quarter, and then led them to four overtimes to finally win the game. So Bryce Young, he could arguably be the Heisman Trophy winner right about now. Arguably, I
Yeah,
mean, you can look at other players. I don't know who's a better player in this country, but he could be looking at at least being a candidate. So, um, man, this Auburn versus Alabama rivalry is something serious, and it didn't fail to disappoint. If you're a fan of the rivalry, that's probably one of the best games I done seen in a while in terms of outside of the missed field goal return. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best games because that was a hell of a game before he missed that
Yeah, I
field goal.
remember that game. That was a damn good game.
Yeah, because I'm about to go on that sports chat and say Nick Save a hole. I'm about to call him Nick Save a hole
I got so
because
sick in with that shit with Gus Malzahn, man.
every time Gus Malzahn about to get fired, that motherfucker find a way to save his bitch ass. I'm like, bitch, you like nigga, you worse than Bobby Knight versus Purdue. Goddamn it! Every time, every
Well,
time you every time you play Purdue, nigga, you can't do shit.
well, him and Gene Katie was 10 for 10, man. So
Well, that was the only team that he had a losing record against. Surprisingly, Bert he had a losing record against Gene Katie in his entire career. Because he normally whoop everybody's ass, but you know. But the thing is, man, I'm like, man, how you, how you, how you lose to these motherfuckers? How you lose to Malzahn? It just finds a way. You know, Malzahn about to get the axe, and Nick
well,
come
let's
back.
not forget to mention Kirby Smart as part of that Captain Save whole thing too, because you remember that year Auburn beat Georgia and Alabama when they were both number 1.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, but
hmm
yeah, it was. I mean, it was a good game, but you know,
Yeah. Run your
he
blood
can't.
pressure
Now,
up.
I mean, Nick Saban can't. He can't. So I guess if Brian Harrison's job on the line, he's gonna be Captain Saver Harrison,
Yeah.
Captain Saver Brian. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I hope he don't play that game, but I'm actually going for Alabama in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia. I will say this: the winner of this game would probably, in my opinion, probably be the hands-on favorite to win the championship. Uh, I don't see Cincinnati even with their undefeated season, even if they get past Houston, which that game is dangerous. Um,
Yeah, I did say that. That's the wild card game. That's the game I didn't pick. So
that's a dangerous game because Houston, they could fuck around and win. The only loss they have is against Texas Tech, which I don't see why they lose to Texas Tech. I don't see the
right.
reason, you know. But other than that, we would have two undefeated teams in the AAC championship. So, um, Cincinnati, Cincinnati do what they need to do. If they beat Houston, uh, but they're gonna have to blow them out. They're gonna have to get them out of there early. If they don't, that could spell disaster for them. You know, yeah, that's you're the home team, but Houston ain't finna lay down for nobody. So they're gonna have to go ahead and get them out of there. Get them out of there. Take the wheel away from them. So, but we'll see, man. But this,
Yeah.
I love college football coming up, man. So I'll try to get a live stream done sometime next week, man. Whenever I'm available. Uh, but nevertheless, man, do you got anything else you want to add to the show?
No, man, that's it. So I'm finna go
Oh,
and give me some drink some of this tea because I gotta shit. I gotta be at work at 7. Damn.
yeah,
Cause
just
I wanted to take me a VTO day today. I thought about it. I was like, nah, Christmas coming up. I gotta make some bread, man. So
well, put your mask on, nigga. Just
yeah,
keep
I've
your
been wearing
mask.
my mask.
Yeah, just keep your mask on. You'll be all right. Get you some of that. Go to the store and get you some ginger root. Get you some good herbal tea. Get you
Nah,
some
well, shit,
lemon.
my mom,
hmm
she got some little ginger root tea in the cabinet. So I'm gonna take that to work with my ass.
Yeah, just drink that shit. Well, I would say drink that shit before you even get to work, man. Change your life. Get you some. Rack up on some. Go to Walmart. Rack up on some echinacea.
I'll probably give me a shot by me a couple shot bottles of Jack Daniels, putting that motherfucker. It'll draw it out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, just keep. We gotta keep you healthy, man. Don't be having no whole bitch 19 in this motherfucker, man. Real
No,
talk,
hell
man.
no.
Oh,
No,
you know. I
not
know
in
you.
on that, but
Yeah,
huh?
I know you got to, whatever. But hey, that's your decision. Just make sure
Right.
your family good if you in case it don't work out for you. So
Yeah.
nevertheless, man, I ain't got shit else to say, man. Good show, live and direct in full effect with my boy out the 662 and my black ass out the 832, out the 832, and y'all already know how both of us, Craig and Jimmy, do. Good night. Don't drink and drive, and don't be shucking and jiving, people.
And say my last line for me, Jimmy, because I ain't gonna be able to do it like I say it
And,
like I always been
and,
saying.
and motherfuckers, the pleasure is all ours. Good night.
Most definitely.
Have a blessed day.
And also, let me give a shout out to Trey Murphy. Please be root for Alabama because you got to come on us. I got a couch spot reserved just for you, my guy.
I hate, I hate you for that, man.
Come
But
on and park your leg. You gonna park your leg, your little 5'7" ass on the seat of Alabama.
hell, I'm five
You
foot
got to
seven.
come. We gonna be like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. Goddamn it, NWO. You can't beat us. Join us.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We out, y'all.
Peace.